Hi guys. Okay, so as I speak to you now, the DSU POLIMI is currently open. Okay, so for the Polytechnico of Milano, it's currently open for the academic year 2024-2025. So let us get right into it. So this is like a regional scholarship for the university, okay, for that of the Polytechnic of Milano, okay. So please take note of that. For the DSUs in Lombardy, each and every university manages their own DSU. So do take note of that. They do release separate calls. So what are the benefits of the scholarship? We have that of stipends, meals, accommodation, international mobility program, and that of the possibility of reduction of tuition fees. Who can apply? Bachelor students, master's, single cycle degree programs, specialization programs, and that of PhD program. But then take note, for PhD students, the person can only apply if the person is not a beneficiary of scholarships or research fellowships. Okay, let's look at the documents required for this scholarship. Students with assets abroad or in Italy and abroad needs to present the following. So you need the ISA UP from the approved CAF of the Polytechnico of Milano. So all you have to do is to contact the CAF with that of the details needed, and then they're going to calculate it for you, and then the university will directly be able, the scholarship board will directly be able to get access to your information. So take note, students with income and asset abroad do not need to input any subscription date on their online platform like that of what is required from students, okay, local students, but rather under the penalty of inadmissibility of the application, they must deliver the necessary documentation to the university's approved CAF. Okay, so as you know the documents to present. You're supposed to present that of your family's income certificate, that of the composition of your family, and also that of properties and movable assets that your family own. Okay, and you can see the deadline here for subsequent year students is that of 22nd of July 2024, and for first year students is that of Tuesday, August 6th, 2024. Let's talk about students from particularly poor countries. So for the calculation of the equivalent ISEU, students coming from particularly poor countries may submit to the approved CAF, okay, certification issued by the Italian diplomatic authority in the country of origin, attesting that the student does not belong to a family with a well-known income or social status, and that is what is going to be used to rank the student in the ranking for that of the benefits. And then for students who enroll in the first year of Bachelor's of Science, single cycle Master of Science or Master of Science degrees, the certification may also be issued by the Italian authorities authorized to issue economic guarantees. In this case, the authority which issues the certification provides the guarantee for reimbursing the scholarship and all benefits received by the student should the benefits be revoked. Okay, then the last is a document or a self-declaration certifying the composition of the student's family unit abroad. Okay, let's talk about the merit requirement. So initially what we spoke about was that of the economic requirement, but then this is the merit requirement. So for that of the Polytechnic University of Milano, please take note, for students who enroll in the first year of Bachelor of Science or single cycle Master of Science program must fulfill specific entry requirements. Specifically, they must pass the entry test with a score higher or equal to the one indicated as follows. Okay, so engineering courses taught in Italian, okay, 60 over 100. Civil engineering courses taught in English, 54 over 90. Degree courses taught in Italian, okay, 60 over 100. In interaction design course taught in English, 54 over 90. Urbanistic course, 60 over 100. Architecture design course, 30 over 50. And then building and construction engineering course, you should have gotten 30 over 50. You guys have to take note, if you did take an entry exams for that of the regional scholarship, they are actually going to look at the score that you got, and it's also going to contribute to your ranking for the benefit. Then let us talk about the transmission of the application. So the application must be made online by the deadline, which I spoke to you about initially. Then after submission, the application cannot be modified nor cancelled by the student. Students must notify the financial aid unit about any changes which could affect the assignment or benefits which occur once the application has been submitted. Example, if you have withdrawal from studies, transfer to another university, you must send them an email alerting them of changes of your status, any situation at all. Then let us talk about the publication of the rankings. So the provisional ranking, the provisional ranking of the students and that of their position will be released online starting from Thursday, September 26th, 2024. Then a request for review. Any request for review may only be submitted by and no later than October 3rd, 2024, exclusively using the dedicated Submit a Review Request function available on the page of the online services where the provisional ranking is published. Then the final ranking, once the examination of review request has been completed, the students can view their position in the final ranking by accessing the online services from Tuesday, November 5th, 2024. Appeals against the final ranking must be submitted to the relevant bodies by the deadline and according to the procedure indicated in the regulations in force. Okay, please take note. Now we're going to talk about the payments of the scholarship, but then take note for the DSUs in the region of the Lombardia region. Please take note, they do take guidelines that come directly from the authorities in Lombardy, okay, in the region. And then as I speak to you now, though the scholarship is open, as of now, the guideline regarding the maximum is required for that of the scholarship benefits and also the exact amounts to be given to the students are not currently out. But then students can make the application. Okay, so let's talk about payment of the scholarship. Students enrolled in first year of Bachelor of Science programs, single cycle Master of Science programs, and then Master of Science programs with entry in the first semester, 50% of the scholarship will be given by December 2024 and then 50% by October 2025, solely for students who have achieved their credits required by August 10th, 2025. Then let's talk about students enrolled in the first year of Master of Science programs with entry in the second semester. So 50% of the annual scholarship paid in 2 installments. Okay, the first installment will be given by June 2025, then a second installment by October 2025, solely for students who have achieved the required credits by 10th of August. Students enrolled in the first year of PhD and specialization courses, single installment by December 2024. And students enrolled in subsequent years of all study programs not falling under the 2 following cases, 50% by December 2024 and 50% by June 2025. Students enrolled in the 4th and 5th semesters of Master of Science programs who are enrolled in the second semester of the academic year 2022, that of 2023, will get 50% by December 2024 and 50% by June 2025, provided that their qualification has been obtained in the meantime. And students enrolled in the final semester of the DSU, that's the 7th semester Bachelor of Science, 11th semester Single Cycle Master of Science, then 5th semester Master of Science, they're going to get single installments by December 2024, provided that the qualification has not been obtained in the meantime. Okay, now let us talk about the DSU scholarships to be awarded. Okay, so there are 1,700 DSU scholarships available and is divided according, you can see, is divided below. So students enrolled in a first year of the Bachelor of Science programs or single cycle Master of Science programs, there are 250 slots reserved for them. And then students enrolled on the first year of Master of Science programs, there are 290 reserved for them. And then students enrolled on the first year of PhD and specialization courses, there are 10 slots reserved for them. Then students enrolled on subsequent years of all study programs, there are 1,140 slots reserved for them. And out of students enrolled on subsequent years of PhD and specialization courses, there are 10 slots reserved for them. The scholarship is made up of a part issued monetarily and a part provided in services, typically canteen services, and for students away from home who have applied for it, the accommodation at reduced rate. As such, the part of the scholarship paid monetarily will be the next deduction for services. The amount of the scholarship depends on both the student's income bracket and that of their geographic origin. Okay, so you have to both apply for that of the call for, aside from the scholarship, you also have to apply away from home student, that of international students. You also have to apply for the accommodation. So please take note of that. Let's talk about the deadlines. So the deadline for accommodation at reduced rate for subsequent years, it needs to be applied by July 22nd. Okay, the provisional rankings will be out by 30th of July. The request for review should be from 30th of July until 5th of August. And then the final ranking is going to be out by 22nd of August 2024. Then accommodation at reduced rate for first years needs to be applied by August 6th, and provisional ranking will be out by August 27th. From August 27th until August 30th is the window for request for review, and then the final rankings will be out on September 5th, 2024. Let's talk about the scholarship application itself. For subsequent years, it needs to be applied by July 22nd, and for first years, August 6th. Then the provisional rankings will be out on September 26th, and then the request for review will be out, should be made from September 26th until October 3rd, and then a final ranking will be out on 5th of November 2024. Do check out the Polytechnic website itself for when the easier cap for this year is released and the exact amount to be given as benefit for the scholarship. Okay, so that is it for this video. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, I'm going to see you in my very next video. Bye.